Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the Kotu Classic. Um, my name is Bruce, your host, and my co-host, Mr. Chama. Nakamnak.
Well, all good. Well, all good. What do we have today?
Yeah, we are recording Double Gaming 25. The first, I think, not the first double, but like the first meaningful double, I think, for us
Wow.
this season. Yeah.
Yeah, good word to
Um,
use.
yeah.
Meaningful.
So timestamp is what, Thursday, the 15th here in the US, about 7:30 a.m. in the morning.
Hmm.
What's your time over there? You guys have crossed over?
Yeah, it's 12:30 midnight. Just 30
Oh,
minutes
past
past
midnight.
midnight in
Okay.
Japan.
Friday.
Yeah. Hmm.
All right. Okay. So it's gonna be a quick one today. Yeah, there's some planning involved because right now we need to get it right. If not, this is like the very important part of the season where you have blanks and the doubles and some the chip strategy is very important right now. So
Absolutely.
yeah, first things first, let's just go through the results for game week 24. Man City 2, Everton 0, Fulham 3, Bournemouth 1, Liverpool 3, Burnley 1, Luton 1, Sheffield United 3,
Mhm.
Tottenham
Yeah.
2, Brighton 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Brentford 2, Nottingham Forest 2, Newcastle 3, West Ham 0, Arsenal 6, which was a big
Big.
one.
Hmm.
And then Aston Villa 1, Man U 2, another uh, result there for us, which I'll talk about in the fan corner, as well as the Liverpool game. And then Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 3. So yeah,
Hmm.
that was game week 24 results.
Hmm.
And then yes, the talking points, Chama. I wasn't aware of this, to be honest. When I saw the headline, I was like, oh, really? Deadline team leaks drama again. I did not understand. Like, what happened? I missed it all. I must have been asleep.
Yeah, yeah, maybe because of your time zone, you are not usually in this drama. And
No, no
then you
deadline.
are
No, honestly, I just set it up and go and sleep. Definitely.
yeah, usually, yeah, exactly. You play that way. You kind of make your decisions and then move on, right?
Yep.
But the FPL nuts, I would say, the crazy FPL people. Like I told you last week, I was waiting until if there is any deadline leak before I
Mm,
make my move. I wanted to bring in KDB. I wanted to bring in and
yeah.
um and Ake. That's what I wanted to do, right? To
Mm,
a defender from City and a midfielder from City so that I can, take advantage of their game against Everton and going into the final game week. And then I realized KDB was not starting. There was the leak that happened, and on Twitter there is a couple of accounts who usually leak this information. There is a lot of accounts. In the past there were a lot of accounts that used to do it until the Premier League took action. FPL took action by moving the deadline to 1 hour 30 minutes instead of 1 hour. A couple of seasons ago, the deadline was just 1 hour after the 1 hour before the kickoff of the first game. That was the deadline. But now they move it to 1.5 hours so that they can avoid those leaks. But still, those leaks will continue to happen. I think we have had a discussion about that. So that was the same thing that happened again. And then the leakers or those who leak the information, they usually leak in drops, in drips. Like for example, oh,
it's the
this player is
engagement, yeah.
starting.
The engagement, that's what they
Yeah,
want. People to flock to
yeah,
their
yeah, yeah.
page. Yeah, that's what
So,
they
so they kind of got the nerves of some FPL, some some big FPL accounts. They were very angry, them generals, about these leaks and stuff like that. But yeah, it happened again, and yeah, that was why I did not bring KDB, to be honest, because I knew he was
It
not
was not
starting
gonna
when I
start. Okay, yeah.
yeah, that was why I did not bring him in, which is a good thing at the end of the day because he only got 4 points, but he could have got more. So yeah, that was what happened. Now, what do we do going forward? Because now it clearly shows that the precaution they took to avoid these
It's
leaks
not working.
uh, is not working. So
Yeah.
what is the next step? What do we take? Yeah. What is your thought on that? What is your thought? What is the best way
To
to tackle these leaks?
for me, I've always said that if you are gonna be using the leaks, if you're waiting until like
Mhm.
some closer time before the deadline and then using the leaks to do your
Uh-huh.
transfers, then whatever comes with that leak, the risk that comes with it, you should just accept it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah.
wrong because you choose to make that decision, though, you know what, I'm gonna wait for this thing. But if you like like people like me, to be honest, if it was the same time zone, I would have used it, but I would have accepted the risk that okay, it's a risk going in. If it works, fine. If
Yeah.
it doesn't, it's okay. It's something that I choose to do. But if
Mhm.
you don't want, it's better to just don't use the leaks, just play it as it is, and like save yourself the stress because they're
Mhm.
not always
Yeah.
right. The leaks are not always
Mhm.
right. Most of them are
No, but
right, but then
mhm.
yeah,
Most of them are not, but yeah, they are some reliable. When it comes with time, you will try to find like, oh, this guy is always reliable when it
reliable.
comes to
Yeah,
the leagues and
yeah.
stuff like that, because you can judge what happened.
Mm.
So the argument that people usually have is like it's not fair for some people because maybe some people in different time zones and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
it's difficult for them to react to the leaks, and not everybody have the opportunity to hear about
To
the
make the
leaks. So
changes, yeah,
so
that's true.
it's kind of unfair for some people, and yeah, for me personally, what I think is, I think that was what I thought in the past was is either they just make the deadline bang, just like the Champions League does, bang on the kickoff. That means that like teams, the first lineup will be out, like because the lineup comes out 1 hour before the
1 hour
game
before the
starts.
game starts. Yeah,
That is when usually they officially release the lineup of a game.
yeah.
That is kind of the norm. So if you make the deadline right on the deadline, right on the just before kickoff, before the first game kicks off, so everybody have the privilege of knowing the first lineup. So again, it brings another layer of management for some managers, because there are managers who likes to go early because if they want to chase the price rise. There are some managers who are very careful. They want to wait for everything is settled just before kickoff, and then they make their decision based on what they think is the right things to do. So the fact that you bring this deadline to the kickoff of the first game, everybody know that if you wait, you will know the lineup. And even those who will not wait for the lineup and make the early transfer, they know the risk of making the early transfer. So it also brings another layer. The information is there for everybody. It depends on how you use it. So at the end of the day, it's fair. This is one option, or make the deadline 1 day before, so that yeah, everybody make their decision 1 day before. But
I know.
the engagement is not there. But
Yeah, yeah,
making
that's
it
true. The
hours
engagement is
or
not
two
there.
hours
Yeah,
before, if
yeah.
somebody is working inside those clubs or working as an intern or whatever it is, and these clubs, they have a huge number of employees. Stewards are there, so the
The
information will
leak is
flow.
always going to be available. Yeah,
It's gonna
definitely. I
happen.
think so.
So
Yeah,
so you cannot rely on time.
but
Like, I don't think any time is suitable unless you make it a day before, where in that case nobody, like, unless you are a player, you know what the coach is going to bring the next day, because he has already said it, say it. But other than that, I don't see any way they can settle it by changing the time, making it 1 hour, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. It does not work.
to be honest, it's a decision they have to like
Mhm,
to make, and I don't envy them because it seems like whatever they try to do, it doesn't work. So,
mhm, mhm.
and the funny thing is, it's not always an advantage. Because I remember a time when there was a leak and then everybody made those changes, but then it happens that the player that they brought in that was going to start got injured, and
Mhm,
then people that actually made those decisions earlier, like people like us that like me, sorry, that
mhm.
didn't have access to the leaks, we actually
Yeah.
ended up having the advantage because those transfers were made and then I wasn't aware, and then turns out the player that I actually brought in actually ended up hauling. It happens.
Yeah. Not
It's not
evidently.
common, but it
Mhm.
happens sometimes.
Yeah,
That it
not
works in
every
your favor.
in terms of outcome, the
Mm.
advantage is not about the outcome. The advantage is about getting the information that others don't have.
Mm-hmm.
That is the
True.
advantage. That is all where I stop. I feel, because of the outcome at the end of the day, just like I play FPL,
It's
I
FPL.
make
Yeah,
my
you never
decision at the
know.
end of the
Yeah.
day. You just make your decision at the end of the day. You think this decision is right, but that doesn't necessarily reflect on what is the outcome. So that's why, for me personally, I always play based on what I think is the right thing in every particular game. That's why the outcome for me, yes, it bothers me, but it does not bother me as much as the decision that I take at this before the outcome comes. So because that is in hindsight now, or in hindsight now, that
I
advantage did
guess
not go
so.
to
Yeah.
but in terms of getting the information that others don't get, I think that is the where the unfairness
But
comes into play.
it's always going to be unfair because we're all in different time zones. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
when you make the deadline. Somebody's going to have the advantage, and some people are not going to have the
No, yeah,
advantage.
yeah, 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 that
That's
advantage
that's
is
going
there.
to be the thing, though. Yeah.
Yeah, that one you cannot cheat. That one is natural. That one
Yeah,
is a natural advantage. That one is a
definitely. Yeah.
natural advantage based on where you come from or based on where you stay. But the fact that the information is there, if you want
Mm.
to access it, regardless of what time zone it meets you, you can access it. It
You
depends on
can you
you.
can wake up and yeah, but
Yeah,
it's yeah okay.
yeah. But the fact that the information is there, and then people do like it is ambiguous because you don't know if the leaks are gonna be out or not. You might wake up and then there is no leaks.
There's no
Then
leak exactly there. Yeah,
what was
that's
the
the
point
thing.
of you waking up? But if you know that the information is there, regardless, it depends on you if you want to use it or not, or you just go ahead playing your game the way you want to play it. That's yeah. It's never gonna be 100% fair. That is
Or
normal in life because it's natural. Yeah.
what they can do, they can
Uh huh.
have a 24-hour deadline where if you make your transfers early enough, you
Mm-hmm.
don't get any sort of um, let's say deduction. But if you wait closer to the deadline 1 hour, you start getting -1, -2.
One minute.
I mean, yeah, that's the only way you can make it. Like the closer you are to the deadline of making your transfers, like the
Uh-huh.
more points deduction you get. Something like that. I don't know. But it's
Mm-mm.
gonna be fun anyways. Whatever they make it, I'm sure that it's gonna be interesting. For me, it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter to me. I just play the game and avoid all the stress. Let's
Yeah.
let's let's move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Haaland back to hauling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so it seems like we were. This is sorry, what Haaland scored. He scored 2 goals, right? Even
A
though they
brace.
kind
Yeah.
of struggled
Yeah.
a bit against Everton, but he finally ended up scoring 2 goals. I don't consider
Mm-hmm.
it a haul, even though you might say it's a haul, because it's Haaland. We know he's capable of doing more, but we'll take these points. And people like you
Mm-hmm.
who decide to go against for the whole season. I mean, yeah, this was a
Mm-hmm.
tough one.
I'm interested to know what is a hall to you then. Yeah, of course, it depends on the person. What they define as hall as.
Yeah,
But
I
for you, what would you say is a hall for if you
max points, three goals.
like
Three,
if
four
three goes?
goals. Yeah, we are used to Haaland scoring a hat trick. It's normal. It's normal for us. Like I don't know. I
Really,
mean, it's fine.
I
Maybe
think
maybe maybe I'm being too too greedy. You can say it's being too greedy, but
I if I'm not wrong, I think he only scored two hat tricks or three if Maxi if in the Premier League since he
really,
has moved to the Premier League. Yeah.
maybe
So
it's
like
maybe it's it just feels like it's normal. Like for me, I don't see it as a whole. I just feel like, oh yeah, that's normal Haaland points. You know what I
so
mean?
like how many how many points for me personally what where I base it is like 10 points. If you get double digit return, I see it as a
As
whole
a
for any
whole.
player regardless. So yeah, that is my view. And if if you get, of course, anything less than two, that's a black.
Yeah, that's blank. Yeah, that's like
Mhm.
sure points, appearance points.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
yeah, I mean, right now, we just want him to be consistent now that he's back because he's been out for a while. So this is like
Uh,
a good, opportunity for us to say, okay, maybe he's getting back to form just at the right time, where they're supposed to
mhm.
play a double and people are considering whether they need to triple captain him or not. So this is like a good, feeling to have that he's getting back to his best.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So mhm.
It wasn't an easy game for them though.
It wasn't. It
Like
wasn't.
like
Yeah,
you said,
that's the thing. It wasn't an easy game. Yeah.
I was very comfortable up to that point. But yeah, the goal he scored to I think I just feel Everton should have defended it better. The corner kick. I would have expected him to be running open on goal and then score, using his pace and stuff like that. But Everton's from set pieces. They are one of the better teams when it comes to
Yeah.
defending set pieces. So I was not expecting them to concede a goal from Haaland in a set piece. That yeah, usually it does not happen. He does not score a lot of goals from the corner kicks and stuff like that. So, but yeah, and then KDB, KDB created the second chance. The defender too, I think. But Haaland has pace and power. It was a good. It was. But 13 points, yeah, it's not the worst thing for me personally.
It's
But
not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, the problem was because my captain did not, match him, and he should have, of course, but Darwin should have, in terms of what he had. I think he had way better chances than Haaland. Yeah, if you compare the two games. But again, it's Darwin, and the other one is Haaland. Haaland will take his chances, and
That
Darwin,
Darwin comes
Darwin
with
is
the risk,
Darwin.
man. You know what you're getting if you get Darwin. I told you this
Mhm.
before last game week.
Yeah.
That's the risk of Darwin. You know he can haul. You
Mhm.
absolutely know that he's possible of hauling, and then you know what, like, if he doesn't, what's capable? What's the other side of that coin? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Every single game you watch him play, you will
It seems
you will
like, yeah,
you feel
definitely.
he should haul, but
Yep.
it does not happen like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Mhm.
Mo Salah trained out of double game week 25. I saw the pictures of Mo Salah. He seems very happy getting on the grass, training with the boys. I was like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
this is it's interesting to see at the right time because,
Uh-huh.
like, of course, 25 is there, and you guys also have a double. You
Yeah.
know, so he trains, and this is going to be a decision for us to make. FPL managers, like, do we bring him in? Is it too early? You know,
Mhm.
is he going to get the 2 games? You know, Trent is also out,
Yeah.
which people have Trent in their teams as well.
Uh-huh.
And also, like, how what happens now? Do we take them out? Who do you bring in? You know, what's the replacement? Like, what's the strategy going to be? Especially
Mm-hmm.
needing to have 3 Liverpool players now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
whether there's going to be rotation. You know, now that there's too many
Mm-hmm.
games, I heard that you guys have three days before, like, the 2 games or something like that in between. So, like, it's difficult. So what are your thoughts on this situation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Salah is back training. That is a good sign for
It's a good
Liverpool,
sign. Yeah.
because he's important player. But I would expect like managing him. Even Klopp in his press conference last week, what he said was he can be back this week. But if you ask him, he will tell you. If you ask, according to Klopp, it should be the next week that he should be available. That means he will not be available for this weekend, according to Klopp's press conference. But he said, if you ask Salah, he will tell you, I'm available next week. I'm available this week. So Salah will tell him that he want to play this week. But considering what is happening at Liverpool right now, player like Saboslai, player like Trent, player like Thiago, all these players. Okay, let's say it's Trent and Saboslai. They were rushed in, and then now they are back with the same injury. So they will not want that the same thing to repeat
Yeah.
with Salah. So maybe they will be more careful with
Mm-hmm.
Salah. I think even if he's gonna play the fourth game of the double game week, it's gonna be a few
Limited minutes.
minutes,
Yeah.
very limited. And then because the final next week Sunday, if we play this week the league, we play the league this week and play midweek, and then the next weekend is the Carabao Cup final. So yeah, it's a tricky one, which means Liverpool also blank in that particular game. So personally, despite my biases with Salah and all those kind of when it comes to picking him, I don't think it's a good idea going with him in this double game week. He might start one of them possibly against Luton, but it's not certain. If I was guessing, I would say he will not play this game, and then he will be on the bench for the game against Luton. That's what my guess would be. So it's not somebody I would advise to get. And then Trent, like you say, he aggravated his knee injury that he had at Arsenal in the game against Burnley in the weekend. The knee issue that he had. So it is confirmed that he will be out for the Carabao Cup final, which means he will miss the next 3 games because the
Mm-hmm.
Carabao Cup final is the third game for Liverpool it's the third game for Liverpool. So that means Trent misses the double. So what do people do? Like myself, I have him in my team. I think I've not owned Trent for 2 seasons or 3 seasons. I cannot remember the last time he was not in my team, to be honest. So it's a decision I have to make. And there are options at Liverpool. I think Van Dijk is one of the safest one there because Van Dijk is the captain and he's one of the centre backs who barely gets rotated when he's fit, when he's available, he plays. I don't think that will change. Robertson coming back from injury also could
Mm-hmm.
be a player, but it's a little bit risky because he has been out for 3 months.
Yeah.
He just started the last game. So if he was to start the double game week, and then you will expect him to start in the final. So in 1 week, he will be supposed to start 3 games. There might be a reason to rest him in one of those games. So he might not be an option. Trent replacement too, that is Conor Bradley, who is very adventurous. Like he has, like in the last 3 games that he started for Liverpool, he assisted 5 goals and then score 1 goal in the last 3 games. So you are talking about a player who is giving you an attacking return, 2 attacking return every single game he plays. And if the team can keep a clean sheet, he will give you a lot of points. But again, I was talking about that with somebody on the right back. There is Joe Gomez. There is Conor Bradley. Now Joe Gomez is not needed at left back because Robert is back, Simakas is back. So you will expect Joe Gomez to be one of the covers for right back or one of the covers for centre back. But because we are playing Brentford, and I told you Brentford is one of the best teams in the Premier League for set pieces when it comes to dead ball situations. They are one of the best. They have the best routines, one of the best with Arsenal, of course. Arsenal have been the best this season. So playing Brentford, you would rather have players who can defend set pieces, who can defend corner kicks, who can defend those kind of things. And I
Physical,
think
like
Joe
who
Gomez,
has
yeah,
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 heading
and I believe,
advantage. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and
Joe
I
Gomez
believe
is good at that, I think. Yeah,
Joe Gomez is better at doing that
yeah,
than Conor Bradley. So I can see Joe Gomez starting
physically.
against Brentford and then Conor Bradley starting against. So if you want to go to Liverpool, Van Dijk is your safe bet,
Yeah,
to be
I think so
honest,
too.
to replace Trent.
That's 100%
But
correct.
then, yeah, but then don't forget they blank in the following game week. So why would you bring a player who would blank? It
And then take
depends on
him
your
out again.
plan.
That's the
And
issue I'm having.
if
Yeah,
that is so difficult,
that's the
yeah,
issue.
that's the issue you will have.
That's the thing.
And
It
then,
doesn't make any sense, to be honest. For me, it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense.
mhm,
Even though it looks very
yeah,
tempting, but
yeah,
most of the players that are supposed to play are not gonna play, and then even the ones that you want to
mhm,
get, might not get the 2 games, and even the
yeah,
one that's gonna start, who's like obviously
mhm,
Van Dijk, he might get you what? Let's say he plays both games, he gets you 4 points, and then you take a hit
mhm.
to transfer him and then take him out. That's like
Yeah,
zero, right?
yeah,
I don't know,
yeah,
man. I
that
don't
is
know.
the. So
Yeah,
Man City is the other option, I think. If you are thinking about
yeah,
that, Man
Man
City
City,
is
yeah,
the other option.
definitely, definitely.
Because if you don't have the triple Man City yet, and then you want to go to their defense, I think Ake is the one I will go with. But now I'm thinking of Kyle Walker even more, because did not start the last game in the Premier League. So, like, just trying to play the Pep Roulette game, I think Kyle Walker did not start. So I think the player who is due for a rest is more leaning towards Ake than Kyle Walker, because Kyle Walker got his rest in the last game. So, but Ake has been having an exceptional season at left back. Guardiola is injured. So who do they play at left center back, left back? It's only Ake is
He's
the
the
only
only
one
available
available.
one. Yeah,
Yeah, but it's Pep. He can play Akanji there at the end of the
definitely.
day.
Don't
Bring a
don't
right
don't
footer
bank
to
on
play
that,
him
man.
there. So
That's Pep for you. Like yeah.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. It's tricky.
Arsenal are flying, and when do we triple up on them? Because right now we see that they're
Mm.
scoring many goals. Like the goals are free flowing, And
Yeah.
the good thing is that the goals are coming from everywhere. The defenders are scoring goals. The defensive midfielder is scoring goals. Saka is scoring goals, which is good. But everybody owns Saka. So where else do we double up or triple up on them? I'm sure one defense, Saka,
Hmm.
and then there's one more position left. Or do we go two
Yeah.
defenders now that we see that both defenders are scoring? You know what I mean? So like,
Mm.
how do we approach this?
Mm. Yeah, it's interesting. They are the best defense in the league by far, in terms of performance. Of course, the numbers is not like the actual numbers. By actual numbers, I mean the goals conceded is not showing that. But in terms of underlying numbers, underlying performances, the games that they have been playing, they have been the best defensive team in the league. And I think I showed you about their potential, or their threat on set pieces. They have scored 13 goals. Was it 13 or 9? No, 9 goals. 9 goals from set pieces this season. Every single other team have scored 3 or less. No other team has scored more than 3 from set pieces. So, and if you watch Arsenal properly, like if you pay attention too much to what they do in set pieces and stuff like that, they have a lot of routines. They work a lot on their set pieces.
Mm,
So the biggest threat in Arsenal team for goals, especially on dead balls, is those two center backs, especially Gabriel, because Gabriel usually sometimes Saliba is the blocker. He blocked the part of other the best defensive player or from the other. For example, if you are playing Liverpool, Saliba will try to block Van Dijk, and then Gabriel will try to be the one who runs and be at the end of the thing. But those things can alternate. But most cases, Gabriel is the one who
Gabriel,
is
yeah.
at the end at the end of the thing. So, and now we are seeing Saliba is also getting at the end of things.
Mm-hmm.
They already have 5 or 6 goals combined, the two of them, 2 for Saliba and 4 for Gabriel this season. So you don't have defenders to give you that, and especially if you are a defensive team that is also the best defensive team in terms of the way you protect your goal. I think that is an area that somebody can exploit and take opportunity. Of course, last week they both got 12 points. Unfortunately, they did not get any bonus
Any
point
bonus?
after scoring and keeping a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, fixtures wise, if you look at them, like they play Burnley and Newcastle, they don't have the double. So maybe after the double game week, you will start to think about, maybe Arsenal is the way to go to end the season with their defense, and they are building momentum. They play Sheffield United, and Brentford after the double. Then after that, Chelsea, but that one is unlikely to be played. If you look at the fixtures, the Ben Crellin spreadsheet, maybe that will also give you more overview of how the Arsenal lineup is gonna go. Yeah.
Yeah, I just pulled up
That's
the.
yeah, okay. This is the old one. I think I
There's a
sent
new
the
one.
new one. Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta
Every
keep
week,
up, huh?
no, he updates every single week. But that one he put the probability of teams playing in game week 29 and stuff like that. But
Oh,
it's not
okay.
necessary. Yeah, yeah. That's what I think. But also attack wise, Arsenal are not bad. I will not go for Declan Rice. He's not the sexy pick.
He is not the,
But
yeah, of course. It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
the
But
defensive
Odegaard
midfielders
is
there.
yeah. Odegaard is there and Martinelli is there. Martinelli not having the season that we would expect from him, but he's also still a good FPL asset, right?
But I mean, Declan Rice, man, like we are sleeping on him, but he
Mm-hmm.
seems to be settled in at Arsenal. And one thing that I remember when he was signed, Arteta said that he's going to have a more advanced role for Declan Rice, and we can see that now that he's arriving late into those,
Mm-hmm.
around the box area, and then he's getting the chances, and he's now scoring because
Yeah,
he has a
yeah.
shot on him. So I mean,
Yeah, and then taking set pieces too, because he assisted both Gabriel and Saliba's goal over the weekend because he
yeah,
crossed.
I
He's
mean,
taking
yeah,
their corner kicks. Yeah,
he might be somebody to consider. Like,
yeah.
never
He
know.
might
Okay,
be, but personally, I just don't
I
go
know
for
he doesn't
those.
look like it, but yeah, definitely. Okay,
Yeah,
let's let's go on.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
but definitely, you are absolutely right. But you have options like Palmer, players who play high up the pitch all the
yeah,
time.
who get
The
more
same
options?
price range.
Definitely, that's true. That is
So
true.
that is difficulty for me to think. Just like Rodri,
We have too
Rodri is
many, too many, too many attacking, better options in midfield this season, especially.
mhm,
And then
mhm.
yeah. Last but
Definitely.
not the least, players to target from double game week 25 teams. How many
Yeah.
teams double again? Just,
You can
just,
go,
just
yeah, four teams double: Brentford, Man City, Luton, and Liverpool. We need to talk about Luton a little bit, because last week I was very close to getting Kaminski. He was also one of my options to
the
go to
keeper.
go
Yeah,
with. But the fact that they lost against Sheffield United at home kind of killed that one, because now they play Man City, Man United,
very difficult
Luton, Man
game.
United,
Yeah,
Man United and Liverpool, and then they blank. But then they have the double in 28 again. So if you need them for the double in
28.
28
Yeah,
looks good,
yeah.
but the double in 25 is not great. So it's not a team to target for me personally. But Doughty, yeah, he created 9 chances in the weekend. Even though they lost, he did not. He blanked. He created 9 chances. That is the highest that a player has created this season. So that was a good thing for him. But the other teams, Brentford, Man City, and Liverpool. What are you thinking there?
No, Brentford. This is
Brent,
the most.
Brent.
This is the most difficult fixture. I don't want to even gamble on it. You know what I'm saying? Like Brentford, no. The two teams I'm targeting is Man City, Liverpool, and right now Liverpool is not looking too great either because it doesn't make
Mm-hmm.
any sense. Even though you
Yeah.
have good fixtures, but there's too much happening in your team right now. I think I'm
Mm-hmm.
just gonna stick with what I have right now. This is who's Jota. But then if
Mm-hmm.
anybody can take the risk, I think Van Dijk is a very good option to have in that team.
Mm-hmm.
But then he blanks. And the way my team is set
Mm-hmm.
up right now, I have other
You
blank.
cannot afford
I,
blanks,
I have
right?
other players that are blanking as well. I
Mhm.
have
How many blanks do you have for game week
I think
26?
I have four or so or five because I have two. I still have two Tottenham.
Two Tottenham.
I have Chelsea.
How many
I also
Liverpool?
have two Chelsea.
Yeah. Oh, you have two Chelsea.
I have
Yeah,
two
yeah, yeah,
Chelsea.
yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
then
So and then I have Liverpool. I have Liverpool. So that's five. I
so
think
you have
about five
five,
or six. So I
and they
have to
are
make sure that I have to
outfield players. All
definitely.
outfield players. Yeah. Yeah,
All
in your
outfits.
case,
So I
it's
have to
very.
make those changes. I have to like really make those. I can't afford to bring somebody in and take them out again in the next game week. So I'm just
Mhm.
gonna go Man City and maybe get somebody else who plays in 26, maybe an Arsenal defender. I'll just try and stick it, even though they
Mhm.
have Newcastle, but just
Yeah.
bring them in now and then have somebody extra to play in the 26 fixture. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I don't see anybody else. Luton, I might go there in 28. Gets since I have a keeper opening spot there. Yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll see.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. This is why it's very important to have your own identity, have your
Yeah,
own
based on
way
your
of going,
team. Yeah,
based
definitely.
on your team, and then try to build. For me personally, I think Brentford. I think Tony, despite the fixture being bad, especially Tony, I think
He
he's an
can.
option.
Yeah, he's a good
Yeah,
option.
because for them, if because like just like I said, striker, sometimes even the game is 3-1 or something, you have one opportunity, you score it, and Anthony is one of the deadliest striker. I think after Haaland, he has been one of the best strikers in the league. He was the best striker last season after Haaland. He got 20 goals. And he scored Man City home and away. I think he scored against Liverpool too. When we played them at Brentford. So in these fixtures last season, he delivered in both fixtures. So I know these are the most difficult fixtures that you can face. But at the end of the day, is Ivan Toney. So I would expect him to get something. I would think that he can get something in those games. And the fact that he plays in game week 26 against a very dejected West Ham defense, of course, it's
man.
away, which I don't like. But yeah, it's a good fixture for him. Yeah. So for him personally, I think he's a good pick. At City, like you say, I think the three best picks, I think they are quite clear. That is KDB and Haaland and Foden, which most managers, I think they are having those, at least two of
At
those
least two of
players.
those, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Liverpool is tricky. I absolutely agree. Even the forward players that we have, that is Jota, that is
He
Darwin,
might be
it's
rested,
still
man.
tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, there might be a rest somewhere because
Yep.
Salah is coming back. If Salah comes back, Salah takes one spot, and then there is two spots left. You have Diaz, you have Jota, you have Gakpo,
Gakpo, yeah.
you have Darwin. So four players to occupy two spots, and then there is a final to come. So they might play in both fixtures, but don't expect them to start in both fixtures. So what's the point of getting them? And then you have the blank in the
Yeah, in the
subsequent
next
fixture.
game week, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like it's like
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, for me personally, I have four. Because no, I have five because I have three Liverpool at the moment and I have two Tottenhams at the moment. So Trent, definitely, I'm gonna let him go. Then you have the issue of the two Tottenham players, that is Richarlison and Pedro Porro. They don't double and then they blank in the following game week. So Porro, I heard he was not in training with Spurs. So he's a player that I'm thinking about because for me personally, I'm thinking of bench boosting in game week and on the double game week, this double game week, just to get rid of the bench boost and then focus on my team going forward because I will wildcard very soon and then tackle the end of the season. That's my plan. But when we go to the planning for game week 25, I will explain what my plans are more.
Okay. Moving on to review for game week 24. For me, I had 77 points all out.
You are flying, man.
Well, it could have been worse. I was on a red, especially when Arsenal scored. I was like, man, this is this is not fun, But yeah, 77 points. Areola again with 0 points, conceding 6 goals. I was surprised. He was on a -1. And I don't know how he managed to get 0, but yeah.
Save points.
That was very strange. But yeah, I'm happy. Gusto with 6. I think Chelsea saved me a bit in this game week, to be honest. Porto with 2, Trippier with 4, Saka with what, 15? Richarlison with 2.
That was a massive.
Yeah, Foden with 3, Diogo with 7, Palmer with 10, man. Those massive 10 points. Yeah, I was so happy that he assisted. Yeah,
and they came so late, right?
Yeah, and all those goals, man. I don't know what happened to Crystal Palace. It just crumbled all of a sudden. At the end, they did so well, and then I don't know whether they lost focus or what. I don't know what happened, but it was so strange.
98 minute. Yeah. He got.
Haaland with 26 points, my captain, and then Watkins with 2. So Morris again, man, another penalty, 5 points on my bench. But yeah, in this game, I think I did the right. I made the right call because it was between him and Palmer, and then I decided to go with Palmer.
This is the thing with strikers. Like they can give you points anytime. That is the good thing. Because even the game is 0-0 until 90 minutes.
They'll
the striker
score.
can just
they'll get to your points.
But if a defender, if the game is 1-1, this one is gonna be a 2-point blank.
Yeah.
But when striker, anytime anything can happen. That's why these strikers, even if they have a difficult fixture, sometimes you can just
put them in. You never know.
If you have a spot for them. Yeah. For me.
Your team. You're not too bad, man. Not too bad at all.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough because of no Haaland. Like I say, it was Darwin who was supposed to save the game week. He could have even done he got a needless yellow card, like I tell you, for kicking the ball. This is the third time he's doing that. Those little things, they matter for us. He doesn't care, but they matter for us because I captain him. Because that would have meant he was on the bonus point as well. He would have get a couple of bonus points. So it would have been a 9-pointer or a 8-pointer. Then it will not be the hit will not be as massive as what did the Haaland have? 12 points, right? Or 13?
13
26,
points.
13.
13 points.
Yeah, if he had 8 points, then 5 points different between him and Haaland. I don't mind that too much, you know. But yeah, that is it. Dubravka I had in goal too. Pedro Porro with another blank. He has been blanking almost every single
Yeah,
week.
he's not.
Whenever I bench him,
Yeah.
he give points. I think I have Trippier got the assist, and then Trent also got the assist. Then went off, which meant he was now the all-time assist king in the Premier League for defenders. And then Foden, Saka, Palmer, Richarlison too. I was expecting a little bit more from him. He could have left if KDB was playing, to be honest. But yeah, it is what it is. Then you have Jota. Jota I brought in. So it was a good move there. Watkins 2 points, and then Darwin with the captain 12 points. I had some points on the bench because Gabriel I benched him. So yeah, it was not a good week to not captain Haaland and
I
then
think so.
having Gabriel on the bench. Darwin did get 1 bonus point later, which I really celebrated because he was on 5 points with the yellow card. So the 1 point bonus, I will always take it. We don't hate you know when that look at over here. The average.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the mini league update as it stands. The manager for before that, the manager of the week is Hani Mukhtar. Is it the second time you're putting his name there for manager of the week, or he's been in
Yeah,
top?
he's in the top. You look at him right there, top three,
Yeah, I was
third
wondering because
place.
his name keeps coming up a few times. I was like, this guy is doing well this season, man. So congrats,
Yeah,
Hani
he's
Mukhtar,
doing
for
really
being the
well.
manager of the week. Um,
Uh-huh.
as it stands, top five. I think you dropped to fifth yourself.
Yeah, from third.
No Haaland. Um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Moving up to fourth is off to Saudi, Maudo Jallo. And in second is Hani Mukhtar, who
Mm-hmm.
is the manager of the week. And still in second, no movement there, is Al Mubashir,
Mm-hmm.
Mushid Jeng. And then still in first is Liki Top. Liki Top is doing well, man. Malik Sanyang is keeping
Mm.
the lead.
You are
Struggling.
climbing too, taking baby
I mean,
steps.
this is I'm appearing there, in the top 10 2 weeks now, or is it? I was like, yeah, this is nice. I'm enjoying it,
Mhm.
man. So I hope it gets better. Well, I know it gets tough, but I
Mm.
hope it gets better, So yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Moving on to our fan corner. I'll start with ManU, man. Not much news
Okay.
here. We won our game. It was pretty nervy, with Aston Villa.
Mhm.
It's like I didn't watch the game, to be honest. I just watched the highlights. I couldn't watch it. But when I
Mhm.
was thinking, when I was following the game, I was like, man, this is going to be intense because we scored the first goal and then dropped off. And then, they started attacking. I was like, man, we're going to concede. I was surprised we didn't concede, to be honest. But
Mhm.
another issue we have is Luke Shaw. I feel like Luke Shaw is one of the most important players in the
Mhm.
team because of the way we actually build up, from the back with him. He's
Mhm.
very integral to how we play. And he was
Mhm.
taken off. So I'm a bit worried. There's some news that he might be back on Sunday, but he was removed because of precautionary reasons, just not to aggravate the injury any further. So hopefully he's
Mhm.
back because he's integral.
Mhm.
Scott McTerminator to the rescue. I'm not sure.
He
This is
has been
like
rescuing there for a
he's
while,
the
right?
highest he's the highest goal scorer in the team right now.
How
Can you
many
imagine?
goals? How many goals? How many
I'm not sure.
goals?
I think I want to say 7. Maybe it's
Mm.
more. I think one. I
No,
think
he's
7
been
goals.
scoring.
It's
Yeah,
really,
he's been scoring.
I don't understand from somebody who has been on the chopping block to be sold. West Ham wanted him
Mhm.
and Maguire to be.
Mhm.
They wanted him and Maguire, but we rejected. So they're there. The manager wanted them out, and he is now the manager's go-to guy for goals. Can you can you imagine this? Even Maguire is now one of our best defenders in the team. He was out injured
Mhm.
a few game weeks. Now he's back and solid performance. Like I don't
Yeah.
know how it's a tough decision to make for the coach now. So what do? You wanted these players out because they don't fit into the way you play football, but then they are your go-to guys in the team. So it's difficult, man. Your guy, um, what's his name again? Our striker. I just draw a
Hoyland.
blank there. Haaland is scored again. I think this
Mhm.
is the fifth 5 goals in 5 games now, if I'm not
Wow.
mistaken. Yeah, so
Mhm.
at some point our fixtures are getting better, so we might look there and see since he's scoring the goals, man, and he's getting more confident now.
Yeah, even the
Um,
blank, I think he's an option for managers. He's an
yeah,
option for
man. I
managers
mean,
in
yeah,
blank game week 25. Because for me personally, I will wild card blank game week 26. I will wild card after that.
Mm.
when they say I will wild card. So like anything is possible. Like I'm thinking about the Manchester United players. They have a very good fixture
Yeah.
because they play Fulham on that particular week. So, there's just throw like one player in the heart there. Just draw one player, very good. Like Haaland could be the one.
It's possible, man. I like what I see when you watch him play. He's very confident right now, and the chances
Yeah,
are coming. And we don't have
absolutely.
many chances, but they're taking the chances that we have when it
I'm
when it's
scoring some
available.
wonderful goals. He's scoring some wonderful. I have in my draft team, so
That's
I'm
nice.
quite enjoying. Yeah, I'm quite enjoying this period. I've been patient with him, even despite the difficult start that he
Yeah.
had. I was just kept him there, and they kept going with him. Now I'm enjoying his form, to be honest.
So there are other things that are going on the club, about the rebuild. We have a part investor in Sir Jim,
Mhm.
and it just is what do you call it again? Proposal for 1.2 billion or something, whatever the money is.
Mhm.
Part-time investor has received final approval. You know,
Mhm.
oh, hold on 1 second. Uh, yeah, he's received final approval. So the problem now is going to be when he receives his full-time approval. Hold on 1 second, Chama. I don't know what's wrong with my battery.
Yeah, laptop's not charger.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I mistakenly removed the thing. So yeah, he is making changes as we're going. Like the backroom staff they've hired, they poached the CEO from Man City, and now they want to poach somebody else. As you can see here, Dan Ashworth from Newcastle, who's going to be the sporting director. I mean, so they like the plan is to get the top guys, and then all the positions below them, they'll start filling them soon. So it's like we have never had this level of planning or kind of hierarchy in the team before, and it's going to make a lot of changes, and we're going to be run more effectively moving forward. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited because people coming in have a lot of experience. That means we're not going to be wasting money anymore, just throwing numbers at transfers in the 100
Yeah,
million or
okay.
whatever. Because this Dan Ashford guy, he worked for Brighton and then Newcastle. Even before then, so he's pretty much respected when it comes to like the way the whole operation. He's one that scouted Caicedo, brought Caicedo, and then all these other players at Brighton. So, you know, I mean, I'm impressed, man. Hopefully, they can bring all these knowledge and the way of operation into ManU, because we've been lacking that aspect in the team because we don't have competent players. I mean, not players, competent people that run ManU, because it's a big club, man. So I hope they can be up to the challenge and replicate what they did in their former clubs. You uh, Berada and Dan Ashford, if he comes, because it's not been confirmed yet. Anyways, we are still going about it. But yeah, that's it for me, man. In Manu, what's happening over on Liverpool end?
Yeah, I think we already mentioned Salah. Salah coming back, that which is a big boost. Of course, if Bukayo here behind him, he will be back too after his suspension against Arsenal. So he should be back in the team. But yeah, Jared Konsa, I think he was very good. Moving to Trent, the injury is a big blow for him again. But like I said, the goal that he scored was his 58 assist from him, which means he's now the all-time top assistant defender in the Premier League at 25. So which is like extremely, which is a great feat because we have seen a lot of very good, defenders, fullbacks, grace the Premier League. Players like at United, you had Evra, Gary Neville, who was very good when it comes to creating chances. But Trent at 25, just break all the
Break
records
all
when
the
it comes to
records,
that.
yeah.
And like, how far can he go? How far can he go? Now that's what we are gonna ask. But I'm sure the next phase will be he will not gonna be a right back because of what we have at right back right now. I think he will from next season. I think he might be a full time midfielder because of Conor Bradley is just extremely good that you don't need to keep Trent. He can play other positions. Speaking of Bradley himself, he's back. He unfortunately last week, like I said, he lost his dad. That's why he was away. And so he missed the last two games for Liverpool. But like last month, he was one of the best players in the Premier League. That's why he was nominated for Player of the Month. He won Liverpool Player of the Month. He won Premier League Fans Player of the Month as well. So the Premier League Player of the Month will be decided on Friday, and I will not be surprised if he wins that one again, because I think the players in the running are Jota, himself, KDB coming back against Newcastle that game. I think that's why guy they put him there. You have players like Adebayo who got the hat trick,
Oh
and
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that's true.
it was
Yeah.
the only, but that was the only time Adebayo scored during the month.
Mm.
And then Richarlison, who scored a couple of goals during the month as well. But I think Bradley, he has a big chance because he had an exceptional 2 games in the month. We played Bournemouth, we won 4-0. Liverpool kept the clean sheet. He created one assist for Jota. And then against Chelsea, we all know what he did in that game. Liverpool won that one 4-1. He scored one goal, created the other two goals. Give Chelsea a very difficult time. So I'm gonna be surprised if he wins that one. He's a player like of course, if you are outside Liverpool, if you are not in the Liverpool circle, you will not know about him too much. But most Liverpool fans really knew about him. Last season, he was the best player for Bolton. He was on loan at Bolton. He won their player of the season. So, yeah, it's not a surprise that he's coming and then, making
Okay.
great strides in the Premier League. Earlier in the season, he was injured. That's why people did not see much of him, because he was injured. And of course, he's never a first choice right back, because we have Trent Alexander-Arnold. So he has to be an understudy and all those kind of things. But yeah, he's a very good player. And then my boy Chaos, Darwin Nunes. What else to say about him? But like, he's an extremely important player for Liverpool. Extremely important, I would say. Yeah, he does not score the goals, but anytime he's not playing, you will see that Liverpool miss him. Especially, you can just look at the Arsenal game recently when he did not start that game. Of course, Liverpool were missing a few players. But I think he was a player that we really missed, because if you see the chances that we had before he came on, we didn't have almost any chance. But when he came on, he did cause a little bit of problem here and there. And this week he was exceptional against Burnley, despite not scoring. Of course, FPL wise, anybody who owns him will be feeling like, this Darwin guy. But what a player! Like, he caused them all sorts of problem. They could not handle him. The only problem was he did not put his good chances in the back of the net, but he was a menace throughout the game. I think he completed 39 sprints in that game. That is the highest that a Liverpool player has completed this season. That is at least 7. The second highest was 31 from Jota. And he created the most chances in that game. He took the most shots in that game. He was just a problem for the Burnley defense. They could not handle him, and in the end, he got his goal, but then got the silly yellow card. Yeah, he's a very important player for us. That I should say. Yeah. Other than that, I don't think there's much to say for us right now. Not the manager side. That one we will discuss that maybe mostly at the end of the season, and then what they are gonna do with the club. But of course, there's Alonso doing exceptionally well with Bayern, and he's the one that is being touted to be the next manager for Liverpool. And yeah, I don't hate that. So far we focus on the season, but we are keeping an eye on those on the things going outside, external factors. But we have a lot to play for this season. We have the Carabao Cup, we have the FA Cup, we have the Europa, and then the Premier League. We are in the mix, so it's an exciting season, and we are here for that.
All right. The fixtures for double game week 25:
Mhm.
Brentford, Liverpool, Burnley, Arsenal, Fulham, Aston Villa, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Spurs, Wolves, Man City, Chelsea. That's
Mhm.
the first. I think that's Saturday. That's for me
Yeah.
at least.
Mhm.
Sunday you have Sheffield United, Brighton, Luton, ManU, and then Monday you
Mhm.
have a fixture Everton, Crystal Palace. Tuesday you have a fixture Man City, Brentford, and Wednesday you have
Mhm.
a fixture again Liverpool, Luton. So it's going to be starting on Saturday, yeah, and then ending on Wednesday.
Mhm.
So yeah, a lot of games.
Lot of games, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of games. Like we mentioned before, obviously the double gamings are the ones to target. The Liverpool, um,
Mhm.
Man City as well, and
Mhm.
then you have the what? Brighton. Or is it Brentford?
Brentford.
Brentford, yeah,
Brentford.
Brentford,
Mhm.
yeah, and Luton. So
Mhm.
yeah, which games to target? Obviously, I don't think we need to talk about that. The games to target, anyways. We all know all of them. The reason why they're called double game weeks is because they play twice and because we need
Mhm.
to target those. But we
But
all
yeah, but the singulars, like,
the singular, yeah. Which
what
single?
uh,
I think
if
Arsenal,
you
man. I'm leaning towards getting an Arsenal defender. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the points that I missed from last week, or
Mhm.
chasing last week's points. But I kind of feel like we are ignoring Arsenal. Like for me, especially, I need to get. I have one in Zinchenko. I'm not sure. I don't even know whether he's fit or whether he's
Yeah.
going to be back soon enough. I have no idea about his status right now.
Mhm.
And yeah, which other fixture do you think we are missing or should target the single game week fixtures?
Well, Arsenal. Yeah, you guys are in quite a good form right now. Man United, I think.
Against
Like
Luton,
you
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Yeah, and then don't forget that they have a very good fixture after this game against Luton. They play Fulham. Um, Fulham, they can be good, they can be bad, but Man United at home to Fulham should be a good fixture for Manchester
It
United.
should, yeah.
Yeah,
We,
it
we
should be a
know
good
we know
fixture.
we've been very up and down this
Mhm.
season, so yeah, I
And then there
don't.
are FPL options there, especially Garnacho is there now, and then you have Haaland. These two players, I think now they are the main assets that you will look at United, not Rashford and Bruno. You will look at Garnacho and Garnacho is very cheap, 4.9 or 5 million right now, and then Haaland too is less than 7 million. So these are players that we should be thinking about. But yeah, in a week of double game week, it's sometimes difficult because for me personally, all my energy is gonna be wasted on the double game week players. Try to get the double game weeks
Mhm.
as much as possible, despite people telling you don't follow the tabulas too much sometimes. But for me, and yeah, it's Man City, Liverpool, and then Brentford. If you have a plan and then you can get those players, I think that is where to go. But the singulars, I think Man United is a team to target. Maybe Brighton. Sheffield
Spurs
United,
too.
they can be
Spurs is playing Wolves, but
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, Spurs at home to Wolves too is not bad. Yeah,
it's not bad
definitely.
as well. Yeah,
So if you
Newcastle,
have your Spurs, I
Bournemouth.
think you
Yeah,
can
there's
keep
there's a
them.
lot of fixtures that are we are not focusing on because of the doubles, but there are some fixtures that are really interesting.
They are
Fulham,
looking
Aston
nice,
Villa,
yeah.
yeah, some good
Hmm.
fixtures there.
Aston Villa today have been very funny these days, right?
Yeah,
They
like
they
Watkins, I don't know what's going on.
yeah.
So inconsistent, man. But yeah,
Hmm.
and they've lost 3 games at home now, right?
Yeah, yeah. I can remember the earlier in the season we are talking about Aston Villa not losing, winning everything at home.
At home,
Now,
yeah. Now they have
yeah.
lost 3 on the bounce at home, including the 2 in the
Mhm.
league and then 1 in the cup. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Mhm.
Moving on to preview. This is my boss team as it stands. I'm gonna make 2 transfers right now. I haven't made a decision yet. Maybe I'll leave it late until like Friday evening,
You
and
have
then
one free. You have two free
I
transfers.
have to. Yeah, I have two free transfers.
That's nice.
Yeah, Poro is definitely going, even though
Uh-huh.
yeah, he's definitely going to leave the team because they blanked in 26, and this is the time to let him leave.
Hmm.
I might get Ake. I think Ake is the one for me. I don't Walker is nothing personal, but I'm not a fan.
Hmm.
of Walker.
No, I'm not. I'm not. FPL wise, I am not. To be
FPL
honest,
wise, nah, I'm
same.
not a fan of Walker. So I'm gonna
Hmm.
get Ake in. I hope he plays, because yeah, whatever. But Ake is gonna be in for Poro most likely.
Yeah.
I want to get rid of Palmer, but the problem is Chelsea, man. Even though they blank, but I don't know. It's difficult getting rid of Palmer. I might just keep him in there, and see what happens. They have a tough run of fixtures coming up, but he
Hmm.
always scores. Like
He's.
he finds a way to
Mhm.
score. Either I take Gusto out and get another defender somewhere. Maybe Gabriel will come in, and then those two, Gabriel and then Ake. I mean, it's
Mhm.
fine for me. I think that's the most likely. But right now,
Yeah.
as it stands, my boss team, I have Ariola in goal, Gusto, Poro, Trippier, Saka in midfield, Richarlison, Foden, Diego Jota. And then up top, I have Morris, who has 2 fixtures. He's going to play,
Mhm.
definitely. I
Mhm.
have Captain
Yeah.
Haaland and then
So
Watkins.
you cannot not play him this week.
I
You
know there's no
have
reason. This
to.
is. I mean, I cannot make an excuse not to play. There's no excuses, man. Yeah, he has to play. So yeah, that's my team. I might play the triple captain depending on how I feel. I wanted to see more. If Haaland had scored 3 against Everton and then scored another 3 in Champions League. You know what I mean? I was like, oh man, this is that I need to triple captain. But right now it's a bit so 50-50. I might play it, I might not. It depends on like what the level of confidence is right
Mhm.
now. But yeah. because I don't know when I'll get another opportunity to triple captain him anymore.
Yeah, that was what I was
Yeah,
gonna say. For me personally, if I was in the shoes of having Haaland in the team, I think this is a absolutely
the
perfect
best
team
time to
game
triple
week
captain. Yeah,
to
we'll
triple
see.
captain him. I don't see any reason to wait because you don't know what's gonna come.
Yep,
And then usually, like if you have like we have the experience of playing the game for a while now. Usually as the season progress, sometimes games become less important, and then there is other competition become more
that
important.
is
Like
true.
for
That
example,
is
if
true.
Man City are in the Champions League semi-finals, by the time they have another double in game week 37, and maybe the league title is not is let's say Man City have opened a huge gap that they feel they can win the league, or there is no chance for them to win the league. You never know what's gonna happen. So you are basing your decision based on I'm gonna wait for a better thing to come, but there is no certainty that there better time to come. So if you have the opportunity, sometimes you gotta take it. So for me personally, if I had this opportunity, I would definitely take it. And then you have other chips to play for. Like let's say you have the free hit to play, you have the bench boost to play, and then you cannot use two chips on the same game week. You want to use the bench boost when you have a big double game week. You want to use the free hit to maybe when you don't have a lot of players. For example, there's the double game week coming. You don't have a lot of
Blank in
players of double
29.
game.
Yeah, yeah.
So sometimes like they say the triple captain is just one extra captain point. That's it. So if the Haaland scores 10, the triple captain is only 10 points at the end of the day, because if you
That's the way of
captain him,
looking
you
at it.
get
Yeah.
20. If you captain him, you get 20. If you triple captain him, you get 30 points. So yeah, of course, you can try to wait to catch that big haul, 25 points, and then get the triple captain on that. But it's not as always as easy as that. Yeah.
Going to your team. What are the moves, or what have you made changes,
Yeah, I've not.
transfers?
Yeah, similar to you. I have two free transfers too, because last week I did not do the KDB move and the Ake move, so I only did one move, that was Jota, Salah to Jota last time, and then because I did not have KDB coming in, KDB was on the bench, so I did not start. I did not get him. But this week definitely he will be one of the players who will be coming in for the double. Kevin
KDB.
De Bruyne, KDB, yeah, he will be one of the players that I will bring in for the double, and then I will bring another Manchester City player, so probably a defender, Walker or Ake. But right now I'm leaning towards Walker because of, like I say, he was rested last game. So my thinking will tell me that maybe he will play the next 3 games. More likely to play the next 3 games than Ake. And I just want the player who plays the games.
Yeah.
Both of them, I think Ake is more of a threat in terms of scoring, is in terms of scoring. In terms of giving you an attacking return, Ake is more of a threat than Walker. But I feel Walker is gonna be the player who will play. He's more likely to play. That's why I'm leaning towards Walker. The fact that I will wildcard in game week 27, I don't need to worry too much of who I bring. So I'm just gonna throw just gamble on one of them. And at the moment, Walker is the one that I am likely to gamble on. KDB, of course, he will come in. The fact I have two free transfers, I will also make a transfer to bring in replace Trent. I will replace him with a Liverpool player. I will replace him either with Robertson, either with Van Dijk, or the other option is Trent for Ake, and then replace one of my goalkeepers for Alisson, because Alisson will start definitely both games for Liverpool, and then I will not need him in game week 25, because both my goalkeepers, whoever, if I take out Ariola, Dubravka will have a fixture in game week 25, so it's easier to bench Alisson. So that is also something that I'm thinking. I'm gonna bring in another Liverpool player, definitely for me. I wanna have triple Liverpool, triple Manchester City, and I'm gonna bring Ivan Toney. Personally, I'm planning to take -8. Surprise, surprise. I've not taken a lot of hits, but I'm planning to take -8 because but it is important that whoever I bring, they have to play both fixtures. That confidence level I
25.
don't have.
Oh, okay, okay. For Liverpool, you mean?
Yeah. For Liverpool, I think I can find Alisson. I think he will play both games.
Mm.
Van Dijk, I think he will play both games. So whoever I bring, both of them, they give me both fixtures. Now it depends on how many points they give me on that particular game week. For Man City, KDB, I'm not confident that he start both, but I think he will start one, and then it's KDB. He can give you points even off the bench, just like he did against Newcastle. So for him, I'm comfortable having him. And then the next City player, that is the next City defender, I don't know who, but the other player I will bring in, I plan to bring is Ivan Toney for Solanke. Because also I will wildcard and then I can get Solanke back. Because I'm planning to play my bench boost at the end of the day. I want to have
Oh,
a
so you
good
want
bench.
the? Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I get that, then you see that my bench, I will take out Palma. So I will have Gabriel, I will have Estopinan who have good fixtures, and then Richarlison, Richarlison plays Wolves at home, and then I have a goalkeeper of Ariola or Allison. So it's gonna be a very good, like it's a good time to play. I just want to get rid of the bench boost because I think it's a distraction. Personally,
I think.
the bench boost is a distraction because if I don't play it now, I'm always gonna think about my squad. How can I get the best squad possible to play the bench boost in a later date? So, but once I get rid of it, I'm gonna focus on the 11 players, the best 11 players that I can have over the course of over the remaining part of the season. That's why I want to play my bench boost. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good strategy to have, man. To be honest, I think it's a good thing to. I've never considered playing the bench boost before the wild card, but you can, because if you play it before the wild card, then you can focus the wild card on only your starting 11,
Mhm.
which makes sense. I think I agree with that. Yeah. So that's it, folks. Come to the end of the pod. It's gonna be interesting, man. We'll see what happens. We'll come back here and see what the double gaming 25 turned
No
out to
break.
be. But
My captain is on down again, by the way, but it might go to Jota. I don't know what is gonna. I'm not confident to captain KDB. I'm not confident to captain Foreign yet. Um, so I don't know. Maybe so that's why it's always lean towards the Liverpool bias do my captain. So
at least you can. It's a
I
decision you can live with, so that's fine. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
it's
absolutely,
your team,
absolutely,
anyways.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right, guys. So thanks for listening. You've come to the end of the podcast or whatever you can call it, the show. We had the Kotu Classic. Please check out Jala Football Bantaba on YouTube. Gambian content on football is there non-stop. So
Mhm.
yeah, please like, subscribe, and always share the pod as always.